Welcome, everyone, to Winning in the Shadows. I'm Andy. We're going to go over some props in the NBA and NHL, and then I'm going to go over a team total that I really like that's very, very sneaky in the NBA. We'll do that at the end, but let's get into some props. If you guys could hit the like button, leave us a comment. Always helps the algorithm out. If you haven't subscribed to Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel, go ahead and do that now. Winning in the Shadows is one thing. We make money off of gambling on sports. Up 93 units, 2023, 127 units, 2024, 78 units in 2025 so far. We're on an absolute tear. And all of these plays that we release to clients that can be found at Wager Talk are plays that we bet with our own money. This is how we build bankroll. So let's talk about some props that we got here for today. We'll start with points in the NBA here. And taking a look at some of the streaks, the Zubac one is one that is kind of interesting to me. He's really been on fire the last 10 games. You look at this, 9 out of 10 games. Whenever I see a guy that's going over at a 90% rate over 10 games, you go look at the field goal attempts and percentage. Listen, 14.6 attempts while shooting 67% from the field. Yeah, that'll get it done. That'll easily explain why he's getting over this 15 and a half. Cleveland defense, here's the problem. Cleveland defense against centers, pretty good. They're ninth. And then head-to-head matchup, he's just been terrible against Cleveland. So not going to make the card, but I did think that one was pretty interesting. And on the same team, Harden. Harden's got, kind of the same thing that's going on here, going up against Cleveland head-to-head. He just doesn't go over. This is his head-to-head, and this is his last 10 games. So he's been getting over there, but when you take the head-to-head situation into account, it's not happening. So I always like to take a look at who's absolutely sucking at points. And yeah, this is interesting. LaMelo Ball is not getting over 27 and a half. Now, he plays Atlanta. Atlanta's not guarding anybody these days. But listen, 25 just a few days ago, about a week ago. So not getting to that 27.5. And you want to go look at field goal attempts, 18.8, but field goal percentage is only 39.3. He's only shooting 40% from three. So decent numbers, but not enough to get over this 27 and a half. Take a look at rebounds. There wasn't really much that jumped out to me at rebounds. Actually, we'll go to Al Horford because I want to talk about assists with him. I do like this Al Horford under the 2.5 assists, and it's mostly because Porzingis is playing tonight, and when Porzingis plays, Al Horford does not go over 2.5 assists. He's played 26 games with with Porzingis in the lineup. 26 games with Porzingis in the lineup, and he's gone over 3 times, and 2 of them were back in November. So there's just something about it. Now, that being said, I know Jaylen Brown is already out, and Tatum's a game-time decision. So maybe Horford, gets a few extra minutes. But, without Porzingis, he's playing 25 minutes. He's only getting 3.2 potential assists. So, so Al Horford under his assist was an interesting one I had looked at. There was a Cam Johnson one. Take a look at the last 10 games on Cameron Johnson. He's gone over an 8 out of 10, and you're getting plus 122 on this over 3.5 assists. Boston, this is the game I'm actually going to be talking about for a team total. But Boston's not playing great defense these days. And look at the potential assists for Cam Johnson: 11, 11, 4, 6, 10, 5, 8. So the potential assists have been there. Guys have been knocking down shots, and he's been going over. So I think he could do a lot worse at plus 122 on that one. Let's take a look at rebounds plus assists. I don't think this was a category I was totally interested in. Possibly DeAndre Hunter, but it's only available at BetMGM. So if you have BetMGM, maybe that's a decent one to look at. He's going over, not by a ton in a lot of those, though. 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. So that's the rebounds and assists. And then not too much, nothing really jumps out about guys we want to fade. Let's go to 3-pointers made. I did laugh at this one. I can't find this anywhere, but Mark Williams, I guess there's some DraftKings, there's some states that have this out there, Mark Williams is minus 920 to not make a three-pointer. He hasn't made one all year. I think he has one attempt. It's one attempt all year. When is minus 920 a good deal? When you're guaranteed that he's not even going to attempt a three-pointer. So I don't know. I thought that one was funny. I would totally be playing this. Or I just attach it to parlays. Like you could attach this to any parlay just to get you some extra value. So Mark Williams, yeah, and the threes. Not a whole lot for the made threes. There's really nothing I want any interest in. We talked about LaMelo Ball over his threes. Not a lot there. It's minus 162 to have 4.5 to get under 4.5 3-point attempts. We look at 3-pointers. I mean, he's taken a lot of them. 3-point attempts 9.7, but the last 10 games his average he's just under 30%. So math doesn't add up on that one. He would have to have a really good shooting night. So this would be one that you could probably chase, play this night in, night out. After 5 or 6 games, you're probably ahead. So let's see. I think that was about it in the NBA. Not a ton of games. We'll take a quick look at NHL. Before we do that, I want to remind everybody, if you want a 7-day pass, that is a special we're running this week. 7 days, the same plays. We bet no BS. That is no BS. We bet every single one of these. Last week, we were up 28 units. You probably, if you're in the Discord channel, the Winning in the Shadows Discord channel, you probably saw we were up 28 units last week. We're up 78 units just in 2025. This is a business. It can be a business for you. All of our clients who are all long-term access, this is a business. You guys absolutely know this. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're waiting, there is no reason to wait. There's no excuses to wait anymore. We've shown long-term 93 units 2 years ago, 127 units last year, and we're on pace to blow those numbers out of the water this year. So if you want to just start with 7 days, mark that down to $69. Do not miss out on any more of these profits. You get all sports that we handicap, which there are a lot of them. You'll get all percentages, even 5% plays. We're 7-1 this year in 5% plays. So you don't need to hit too many 5% plays to see your bankroll really, really grow. So really proud of all the work that the Winning in the Shadows team has done, and we're looking forward to more profit. So if you have not taken advantage of some of these all access deals, you are leaving money on the table. I promise you. So go grab that, wt.buzz/AL. All right, let's go to points here real quick. Is this trend your friend? I did that for my social media videos. It's Brady Tkachuk to have a point. My God, this man is on fire. Absolutely on fire. It's ridiculous. And what I was saying is I like that it's not just goals or just assists. He's doing it everywhere. He's getting goals. He's getting assists. And he gets a great matchup against Montreal. His head-to-head against Montreal. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of the last 10 games, he's had a point. Montreal's been playing better as of recent, but they still give up 3.24 goals per game. So I got to believe if Ottawa gets to 3 goals, Brady Tkachuk's going to be involved in at least one of them. So a few other guys who are playing really well to get a point. Chandler Stevenson, he's got a great matchup. I mean, probably the best. Let's see. Yeah, he's done it. His last 20 games doesn't look good, but 5 games in a row against the best matchup. I mean, it's pretty hard to ignore. So, Jake Neighbors, no thank you. Who are guys that are cold that are not getting points? See, the markets have really caught up with this one. You guys know I used to play NHL players to not have a point, but some of these numbers, man, minus 175, minus 188, like on these guys, long term, I just can't ride the streaks on these guys. And this happens once you get later in the season. The books know who's scoring and who isn't. So the players to not have a point is a category you kind of look at in the middle of the season and then kind of loses its value. So shots on goal, our boy Moritz Cedar. He's gone over 8 games in a row. This is a client play. No surprise there. We've been riding this guy for a few games. I laid off in his last game, and it was such a dumb move. It was a super tough matchup. He hadn't done it against Vegas very often, and sure enough, he goes over. So shame on me. He's going up against Washington. How's he done against Washington? Well, earlier this year, or actually earlier, like 10 days ago, he had 3 shots on goal. So perfectly fine with playing him tonight. We'll go back to our guy Moritz. Dylan Ginther against Edmonton. What I like about him is in his last 10 games, his shot attempts kind of deceiving because 8.3. But look, I mean, these are aided by 14, 13, and 14 shot attempts. My God. So it's pretty juicy. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of this one, especially since he hasn't done it against Edmonton. So that'll probably be a stay away if you're looking at any of those. And then any other shots on goal. I saw Tarasenko went under last game, and so that's 2 out of 3. He was on a nice streak, but he's under 2 out of 3, so probably laying off that one. So, all right, that'll probably do it for us for hockey. All right, I mentioned there was a team total that I was interested in. There I am looking for the Mark Williams play. All right, we're going to talk team totals here, and I'm going to go to the Celtics and the Nets. Hey, look at this 98.5 for the Brooklyn Nets. So we're to the point in the season where Boston, let's face it, Boston is on cruise control. They have bigger fish to fry. It's championship or bust. So take a look at some full season stats and what's going on in the last 10 games. So let's look at defense. Boston, 5th in defensive rating. This is for the whole season. Offensive rating, Brooklyn Nets, 27th. So you have one of the best defensive teams and one of the worst offensive teams. But let's change this to 10 games. What's going on just recently? Defensive rating, Boston is 18th in the last 10 games. They are resting guys. They are taking down the intensity level, especially in these games that don't really matter. I'm not really sure this is a big game on their schedule. Offensive rating, Brooklyn, 20th over the last game. So their offense is better than the full season numbers, and Boston's defense way worse. So I went and looked. Let's take a look at what Boston's been doing on defense. Have they been holding teams under 100 points? Not really. They just played Brooklyn. Final score was 115-113. Before that, they held Miami to 91, but 118 to Oklahoma City, 108 to Utah, 101 to the Lakers, 105 to Philly, 118 to Portland. You get the point. They're just not the defensive juggernaut that you're going to see in the playoffs. So what's happening with Brooklyn? Well, they go over against Atlanta. Against Boston, they went over 113. Against Chicago, 110. Cleveland, that's a great defensive team at Cleveland, 104. 111 against Los Angeles, 102 against Charlotte. So again, a lot of games in a row with this team going over. And if we want to go look at the box score and see what happened, I mean, Brooklyn only had one quarter where they scored under 25 points. In the second half, 30 points and 32 points in the second half. And, Derek White didn't play, but Jaylen Brown was there. Jason Tatum was there. Drew Holiday was there. Porzingis played. And so I think the over 98.5 is a really good play. I think this is too low, and I'm not really sure what this is. I don't know where they came up with this 98.5 number. I mean, even Boston seems a little bit low at 113.5. But looking at the starting lineups here, Tatum's a game time decision. Jaylen Brown's out. I'm not. What, Sam Hauser is going to be your big defensive stopper? I know they got Drew Holiday and Derek White, but are you getting full? But what's Drew Holiday? He's not the defender that he was. So I like that Brooklyn 98.5. I was pretty surprised to see that below 100. So that's going to be a play that has my attention. I will be playing that one. It'll also be a client play as well when I put that in. So, all right. So we're going to try and do more of these videos. I talked to Corbin, and Corbin said we need to do more videos. And I know what he meant. He meant, Andy, you need to do more videos. So I will try and do more of these videos for the YouTube channel so we get more information out there. I'll still be doing the Wagers Talk stuff, but we'll try and get more content here to this YouTube channel. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget to take advantage of that 7-day pass. If you have any questions, leave us a comment. And if you have not joined the Discord channel, I'll put a link in the comment section. Join in there, and you can join in on all the fun. A lot of free plays in there. A lot of really, really good handicappers that are doing great work. So looking forward to having you guys experience that. That's going to do it for us. Good luck in your plays, and we'll see everyone later.